Hello preppers, welcome back to another video, and this where we're talking about entertainment. Now, entertainment's often overlooked in prepping. I've talked about it on other videos before, but this is dedicated to things and ideas that you could have for entertainment in a grid down situation, in an SHTF situation, anything like that. Whereas survival is a full-time job, and you as your provider, or you and your partner and other members as the providers, will not get much time for entertainment. You do have to find some downtime, some way to de-stress. And if you've got kids, this is more important for them as well, to keep them distracted, to keep them active, to keep them involved, to keep them sane, in turn keeping you sane. So I'm going to go through some things. There's examples of all these things on Amazon in affiliate links below. Affiliate links cost you no extra money. It's just a link to a product. It's the same price, but the channel does earn a small percentage of it. So total open and honesty, you could find your own sources, be that charity shops, car boot sales, anything like that, to save a bit of money, then feel free. But I've looked through reviews, I've watched review videos, I've tested and got products myself. I won't recommend anything if I genuinely don't recommend it. With that said, let's get into it. Now, my first port of call, as soon as somebody says entertainment, is music. And of course, portable CD players and MP3 players are great, but often I'm doing things where I don't want headphones in, or I just don't want to cancel out outside noise. So I want an actual music box or music entertainment system, boombox, whatever you want to call it. So I found this one, which is a great one, purely because if you're a bit retro, it takes cassettes as well, which is great. So you can have cassettes, CDs. It's got a 5,000 milliamp onboard battery, which, you know, you could charge through solar if you needed to, but it's got some good run times if you're out and about doing things. It's got 2 inbuilt stereo speakers. So it's basically, you can have that playing, you can entertain more than one person with it. Superb little boombox. I think it, as I'm making this video, it is on sale, 20% off. But even when it's not on sale, it's still under £60 for a really cool little bit of kit. Don't take my word for it. There's loads of video reviews on there as well. But it's the Greedio portable CD player boombox. So there you go. Music, generally, it's just a good mood lifter as well. Really is. Music can make a massive difference. And CDs you can pick up at car boot sales, charity shops, things like that, for next to nothing these days. It doesn't have to cost you a fortune. If you do want to get some new ones, HMV still exists. You can still find it. Probably is one of the last remaining high street music stores. But you can get loads of different things, and the fact it's got a cassette player, you can go old school and record some tunes off the radio and pop them in there as well. Also has a memory card slot, so you could preload music onto a memory card, or you can put in a USB memory drive or hard drive, which we'll talk about shortly as well. The next one is visual stimulus, as in movies, series, things like that. I've discussed these many times before, and this one particular is one that I've discussed and recommended. It's a 9.5-inch portable DVD player. It's under £40 on Amazon, next day delivery, all that wonderful stuff. Takes all different video formats. It has a USB slot for stuff on memory card. It also has an SD card slot for stuff on there, and of course DVDs themselves. It's got a half decent battery. It's got 4 to 6 hours runtime on that. It's a very vague figure, but I suppose it's how, I guess it's how loud you have the speakers and things like that. But 4 to 6 hours of runtime on the battery, easily rechargeable yet again, which is great. Now, these are the ones I've got, and I thought, yeah, these are wonderful, no problems. But when you're watching two boys sharing this little screen, it starts to get a bit elbowy, shovey. I want it, and moving it back and forth. So I went on the scour for something a little larger. And I came across this. At first glance, it could look like a laptop. But it's because it's 17.5 inches total, and it's a 15.6 inch display, which is about a standard display on a laptop computer. Exactly the same features with the same as the other ones. It's got 6 hours of battery life. It's a DVD player, takes USB, takes memory cards. It can be hooked up to a portable projector as well, which we'll talk about shortly as well. Takes all the different video formats. Really good ratings on there, under £100. And if you consider what you paid for a TV in your house or in your kids' room or in a playroom, it's quite a good solid investment. And if you're like me and you go camping or you travel a lot, again, it's not going to come amiss, is it? It's going to come in handy. It's going to be used either way. So that's the 17.5 inch portable, under £100 on Amazon. Again, a Prime item, so next day delivery, same day sometimes, depending where you live. Go and check that one out. That's an awesome one, to be fair. That one I will be getting shortly. Like I say, it's going to come in handy for me. I've got the other ones. I've not got this one yet. It's added to the wish list. It will be purchased very soon, because we are traveling a lot at the moment. So next up, last one for visual. And this is because somebody mentioned it on our Discord. Now, this one, after looking through about 6 or 7 different models, this one seems to be the happy medium between portability, quality, zoom, etc., and connectivity. Always wanted something you could just plug a USB hard drive into and just go straight away, because you might not have any other source, you might not have the internet, etc. It also runs from a phone via Bluetooth if you've got that set up. But the only downside with these is the runtime is about 2.5 to 3 hours. So it is literally set it up as a movie night. Maybe you've got the whole mag together once a week. It's charged up. It's movie night. We're watching this. Whatever you've got to do. This is a great little source for doing that. And it can project onto quite a big screen over distance. And the quality looks really good. Again, don't just take my word for it. There's loads of video reviews on there. Shows you people have actually showed what they're watching on it and stuff like that. And it's under £70. So not a bad investment for entertainment. That's the Persh mini projector with Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, blah, 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 all the things. And again, you'd probably be the talk of the campsite if you had that projecting on something and everyone could come and watch it. Now, I said we'd talk about the USB things. And of course, my old favorite is here, which is the Survivor Stealth. Now, I recommended this in previous videos for your documents, not only to keep them safe from water damage, dropping it, etc., but you can also encrypt the device, and happy to guide anyone through that who needs it. So it's digitally protected as well. No one can just plug it in and off you go. These do come up to a capacity of 1 terabyte. They start at 16 gigabytes and they go up to 1 terabyte. So depending on what kind of videos you have, what kind of format you want, then this could be sufficient for that. Is small, is portable, is also losable. So you might want something bigger, but I always recommend the Corsair Survivor Stealth because I have it, I use it. It's right here. In fact, there we go. I've just been updating some files on it. So yeah, they are really good little tools. I did, however, find something a bit more on the meaty side, especially if I want purely a hard drive for entertainment. And that is this, the Fangxiang 1 terabyte external SSD rugged portable. So basically, it's just an external hard drive. It's 1 terabyte. It's SSD. You can get them relatively cheap. It does go up to 2 terabytes should you want it. Now, the reason I scoured around and looked for something else is because this is IP68 rated for water and dust resistance, and it's got a shock-proof case on it and everything like that, and it's just got that durability. I just feel like when I get stuff like this that's going to be a source of digital media, the fact if somebody could just step on one side of it, or it get dropped, or it get thrown to the bottom of a bag, and then when it comes to actually needing it, it doesn't work, really worries me. So tough, durable, strong. This is why I've gone for this one. Same capacity as you can get these at, though, a terabyte. It does go bigger, where you can get the 2 terabyte one. That's £90. So it's actually cheaper than the terabyte version of this, but it depends how much space and size you need. But they're both 2 options. Both you can just load up, you can set it and forget it. Once it's all loaded up and you've got all your data on there, it can be put away. Doesn't need any sort of external power, doesn't need any sort of charging. They are literally just memory devices, plug into whatever you're going to watch it through, and that's where the power comes from there. So both worth having, especially if digital media is something you want to prepare and store. Okay, next up, we're going to start going into more of the kids side of things. So if you've not got kids, you might want to tune out now. Maybe not. You might be a big kid yourself, so stay tuned if you are. Now, I don't know about you, but my kids are like this, constantly on devices. Be that the Switch, be it a phone, be it a tablet, they just constantly hands going, playing games, etc. So I've picked up several different portable handheld games. And over time, I've tried the ones from Temu. I've tried the like 301 retro ones and stuff like that. And some of them are they don't feel like they'd last very long. And we talked about durability, but I've picked out some of the best ones here. 2 of them, which are on Amazon. One's like time tested. So this one. This is the Born Kid 32-bit handheld game console. 32-bit, for anyone that remembers, we're talking Mega Drive kind of era, stuff like that. It's 139 games in them, but they're good, like little addictive puzzle games, solid games. It's little shooting games, stuff like that. Everything similar to games you'd recognize, but obviously without the branding. So it's not Mario Kart, it's just like a kart thing. But it's under £30. It's handheld. It's got a 3-inch full color screen. Yeah, it looks after itself. I've given these to the boys the start of a 3-4 hour journey, and at the end of the journey, they don't want to get out the car because they're still playing on different games and they're showing it to each other, etc. So it's really cool. You get different colors in them. Good investment if you've got kids. If your kids are getting a bit older or a bit more advanced on the gaming side, this is the next one. This is the R36 Max Retro Handheld Game Console. It's got 18,000 classic games and video games built into it, which is insane. 4-inch viewing screen, so it's slightly bigger, but it's got all the triggers at the back, similar to like a PlayStation control. ABYX on there. It's got the analog sticks, so it's very familiar to more teenagers and people that are used to that kind of gaming. Check it out for yourself. Go and have a look through the link and see what it does. It's got a headphone jack, etc. It's got a 4,000 milliamp battery, if I remember rightly, but it doesn't take all that much power. You know, I tell mine to turn it down all the time, volume wise. But it comes with like multiple simulators, PlayStation, old retro, like Capcom, Sega, Game Boys, all the different games you'll remember. To be fair, it's going to be hard to keep mum and dad off it more than the kids, but it's a cool little gadget. It's under £100 still at the moment, I think. Yeah, it's actually less than £80, and again comes in a range of different colors and stuff like that. It is a Chinese made thing. It is emulator of different handheld consoles. So if you prefer to get a Switch each and something like that, depending on what you think of their battery life, to be fair, the Switch doesn't last long on our long journeys, but these things do. That's up to you, but I'm just giving you options and choices, which is all this is. So there we go. Digital, gone. Out the window. Now, let's talk old school. Number one, everyone should have Monopoly. If you don't have Monopoly, I'm not explaining what Monopoly is. It can make a family. It can break a family. Play with caution. Use with care. Link in description. Other than Monopoly, it's good to have a variety without having too much storage space. If you're anything like me, storage space is a vital commodity, especially in a smaller building. So this, where it's 100 classic games in one, it's like, tic-tac-toe, snakes and ladders, chess, checkers, all the different types of games in that with the instructions telling you how to play. I mean, half the fun is trying to explain this to younger kids without them losing the attention span. But 100 games gives you plenty of time to do that. And it's all in one, £15, sorted, rainy days, power outages, or SHTF. It's a good asset to have without stacking your shelf with 100 different boxes for different board games. So that's a Beak 100 Classic Games Compendium on Amazon. Right, next, let's talk practicality and getting these kids outdoors again. Yes, I know, scary thoughts. But if we're talking complete grid down, if we're talking no power, that's it. Sorry, kids, no more YouTube. You can't watch Blippy anymore. You can't watch Mike's prepping channel anymore. Sorry, that's all gone. Let's get you hands-on. I've been looking for this for my kids. This is what I want to start doing with my boys now as they're getting a bit older, different things like this. So let me show you what I found, what I'm getting as they move forward, different things to try. The first one, of course, with me doing a joinery NVQ and stuff like that, I wanted to get them hands-on with that. Obviously, woodwork and repairing will come in handy in a situation. And I found this kit by Ash & Co. It's a complete carpentry set for kids, little hammer, pencil, how-to guides, and then basically making little robots and characters. Very simply, just like nailing stuff together and doing it safely and practicing and sanding edges and the very basics of carpentry. Now, once you find this, you'll see on Amazon or anywhere like that, people's also bought, and you could go in and there's an absolute treasure trove of different things they can make. They can make their own security lock boxes and stuff like that. Carve your own dinosaur out of wood, make a fire engine, full workshops, make a bird box, the usual stuff. But this is the one I got, which I thought was a great little starter thing, because as much as I love all the Meccano type stuff, just getting them to put two pieces of wood together and hammer and nailing safely, could be a skill worth having. Next in this category, it's a bit bright and colourful for my boys. I wish they did it in a more boy. I know I shouldn't say that. I know I shouldn't assume gender with colours, but you know what I'm saying. You give this to a little boy and it's like, this is pink. I don't want this. But anyway, it's sewing. That's the whole point of it. This is my first unicorn sewing kit. Again, delve into the people also bought, because there's loads of different things here. But just learning how to sew, and maybe once they got used to that with something like this, give them a old pair of trousers that have a hole in, and so needle and thread, and say, go on, stitch that up, see how you do. And, start teaching them that way. Again, a skill that will be valuable to you, to the community, to everybody, and, puts them to work. Not in the sewing footballs in a factory kind of way, but just in the practical survival kind of way. And of course, cooking. Now, there is loads. If you search kids cooking set, you get loads of toys, right? Okay, just toy stuff. And I don't really trust them using toys. They may as well use full-on kitchen tools. Just make sure they're safe with them. I did, however, found this awesome book, which is Kids Can Cook. Now, this would come in handy for a lot of adults, because when you delve into it, you can read a sample on the Amazon site and you can go through and see every step of the recipe process is idiot proof. This might not just be for kids. This might be for you if you don't cook. but it's got a little picture showing you how to do it, what you're doing, and explaining it in detail for how long. So the recipes are very simply put out step by step by step by step. No fancy boxes, macros, and all that lot. It's just friendly illustrations and simple guides. So it's a good cookery book to get them started. Again, there's a whole range. They go on to kids can bake, kids can cook vegetarian, plant, sow, make and grow. So this company do a whole range. But for a hardcover book at about £11, it's probably worth having on the shelf. Get them cooking. Speaking of books, if you've got young children, like my little baby prepper, who will start to get bedtime stories quite regular now, this could be an absolute asset, because I like to make up stories sometimes, but sometimes after a hard day of hunting for worms, foraging for dandelion leaves, and chopping wood for the fire, and trying generally not to die, maybe your imagination isn't up to scratch as it was. This is Disney bedtime stories. And yes, if SHTF happens when they're younger, when they're older, you're going to have to explain what Disney was. But it's Disney bedtime stories, over 365 pages of stories to enjoy. That's not 365 stories, it's just a page. So it is a page a day if you did it that way, but there's just plenty of stories in there, all familiar characters to you. Maybe not to your young ones if there's no such thing as Disney by then, but still a good asset to have on the shelf. Many of you probably already do have kids' books. The reason I like this one is they're very specifically short stories. 2 pages, 3 pages at the most. There's nothing worse than letting them pick a storybook and it's this thick and every page is like an A4 essay. It's like, I'm going to be here reading when you wake up next morning if I read all this. So short stories, good one to have. Nearly at the end now. Bear with me. I know it's been a long one. So everyone wants their boys and girls as well to be a bit like them. So do we get them a full-on survival kit? No, we make it fun for them. This, what I found, which both of my boys will be getting this year, is the Gen Round Outdoor Explorer Kit. Says 6 to 12 years. Generally, that's an open book. Depends how mature, unmature your kids are. Comes with binoculars, a little torch, which is where it's the grip. So it's like a wind-up torch, but you do it with the grip. Now, that's a handy asset to have anyway. Comes with a compass. Great for map reading skills if you start teaching them that. Whistle, and all the stuff they need to like look for and collect bugs and stuff like that, and wildlife. So it is a really good little set. Comes in its own little sack, like a knapsack thing. It's got a bug cup where you can keep a little spider in there and look at it with a magnifying glass. But yeah, it's just a really good all-round get them on the outdoors, get them exploring kind of thing, with a few little assets that might come in handy for them to have their own little wind-up torch. You never know. Currently 46% off as I make this video, so hurry. $14.99 bargain. I imagine that 46% off is a bit of a really, are you sure? I'm sure this is average price anyway, so about 15 quid. If you could pick up something similar, you could even assemble your own, make your own little explorer kit if you want to do that. That would be a cool little project to try. Last, but by no means least, I don't want my kids out trying to hunt game, squirrels, rats, etc. But what I would be interested in is getting them fishing. Now, if you search like kids fishing sets, you do end up with all little plastic cheap things and stuff like that. This top ratings on Amazon by a lot of people. Rod Arch, and it's the Junior Beginner Kids Novice Fishing Rod Reel Kit Set. I love Amazon for the names. It's not something that quickly rolls off the tongue, but it's got little guides in there of how to do it, what you're doing, etc. If you don't know what you don't want to teach them, you just want to give them the book and set them off. It's got a proper reel, a proper rod case, floats, everything you possibly need to get started, even the little bait box kind of thing to put all your stuff in. it's just a really good set for £25. It's actually a bargain. And yeah, it's got the live bait box, and it's also got the little segmented box to put all your different floats and what have you in there. Cool. I mean, if you could have that and then teach them how to prep the fish afterwards, you're going to have almost a self-sufficient kids there. And if there's somebody out there having fun as well as getting a resource when it comes to food, then it's win-win for everybody in the community. So that's it. I know it's been a long one. Like I said before at the start, all the links for these things are in the description below. Please follow through on them links if you do want any of them, or if you want to go and have a look and see what the related items are at the bottom that we talked about. It does help the channel out. It is mere pence, like pennies, but everything adds up and it's all helpful and it doesn't cost you anything extra to do. So full transparency from me, but go and check them out and let me know of your entertainment ideas, because I'm always learning as well. In the description, in the comments section below, I'd love to hear from you, see what you've got planned for in this situation. Other than that, hit like, subscribe, leave a comment, all that wonderful stuff, and I will see you all in another video really soon. Goodbye.
Yeah.